Hey guys and girls, welcome back. My name's DeathRaye, and we're doing the Beyond Dark. It's a new game that I got. They sent me a key, and I figured I'd give it a shot. It's a 4D strategy game similar to like Sins of the Solar Empire or Stellaris, and those are both games that I play that I like. So I figured I'd give this a shot. I was on earlier and did a few things, so I got back on knowing that some of the uh, research that I had done had come to tuition. So I went and I started um, the building a colonizer. So I've got about 5 minutes left on that, and then what I'm going to do is build one, see how long that's going to take, and then once one's built, then I'll send it off to a planet and see about colonizing it. Not knowing exactly how long all this is going to take. So I figured I would throw it in, turn it on, and let y'all know what is up. See what we can get done here today. Threw some more stuff in. Figured I needed at least one combat ship, so I threw in a destroyer. Um, Plasma manipulation, threw that in. It's a small one, it's just 1 hour. Research centers, threw that in, and then energy waves, and that's for like shielding. I figured I'll probably go with energy weapons, shieldings, and stuff like that. Um, Not a projectile kind of guy. I like my energy weapons. It's amazing how long 4 minutes is when you're watching the freaking clock. It just takes forever. It's like that last 10 minutes of work. You're ready to go home. You're waiting on the damn clock, and it feels like it's longer than the last hour that you were just there. Terrible. Ding, 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 ding. This is just gonna be a long, long time. You know what? All right, I'm gonna change channels in TeamSpeak and talk to my friends while we wait. So bear with me, and we'll get there eventually. We'll see how long this is gonna take. So
That means you you
I'm back, guys, but I'm streaming.
hey, welcome back. Oh, then I will totally not talk about what we're talking about now then.
Why? What were you talking about?
Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin, blah 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 blah.
$14,624 Canadian. Mike says he has one.
Has one what?
A Bitcoin, and he paid $15 for it.
He has a Bitcoin.
One, and I told him to sell it. I said, like, dice it now. He said he'd give me 1,000 for it. He gave it to me for 1,000. And then I was like, "Where'd you get your Bitcoin?" He said,
The picture sent.
"Okay, there it is."
So
Holy fuck, dude. Okay, when did you buy it? Oh, sorry, my language.
Like
Can I get a
two.
serious? Let me full picture that. It looks like it's electronic, dude. That it totally has a serial number engraved on it that you'd put it up to a computer scanner and it'd say, yes, this is legit. That may be a legit Bitcoin. But how can that be like an outside currency, dude? Because like, let me see. Actual Bitcoin. I think you're making me gullible here, dude.
no, you can't make you gullible. You either are or
I'm
you're
not though. No, he's the only one that catches me on this stuff, Ray. Like I usually call the BS immediately, and I have to call BS on this, but I'm buying it. Actual Bitcoin.
Google that shit. You'll see how exact my coin is to theirs.
Wait, is that 24 karat plated?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
What?
1 minute, 20 seconds.
Wikipedia right here.
Hey, did you ever go to that website and try to request your key for?
I did not. Terrible.
I'm gonna wait.
No, it
I'm gonna wait a
actually
little while
says-
before throwing judgment. But I mean, this game has potential. It's just a very slow-moving game.
It actually says 1 troy ounce 999 fine copper.
I don't know, man. I'm not seeing anything of that ever being a legit part of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's all electronic.
That's what I thought. Dude, I was just reading it too because I'm like, it's an electronic currency. Why would it hold a physical coin value?
It
It's
doesn't.
like he called the bonkers on me. You're hilarious, Mike. I think you're hilarious.
What you say, Ray?
Bitcoin,
It's not real.
Bitcoin's all electronic.
Yeah, it's electronic currency, bro. So it can't exist like that and have money value on it.
Well,
Yeah,
Bitcoin
that's
in
worth
itself has a
$15.
money value. It's just
Yeah, but
there's
this
no.
physical Bitcoin is worth $15, is what it is. It's really cool coin. I think that's one of the coolest coins I've seen, though. Like I said, Mike, I'll give you $5 for that.
All right,
No.
here we
Yeah.
go. Okay, how? All right.
Is it 420?
It's 9 o'clock. What are you asking?
I'm asking, is it 420?
Yeah, go for 20 and I'll light this other one.
Let's build 2.
That's a lot of roaches.
What are you talking about? Man, you gotta get cockroach spray. He's live streaming, you know? I think you might have pooched this live stream, bro. Is this 18 and over, Ray?
Yes.
Okay. Then if they leave, we might get more people wanting to watch. What are they talking about? Oh, they're talking about the greener side of space.
I'm not on Twitch. I'm YouTubing it.
Mm.
I'm not gonna start Twitch back up until I get my 2 monitors set back up.
You know that I think Twitch is more free on their censorship than YouTube is. I totally agree with Twitch and actually have subscribed to people on Twitch that I might get the Prime or Premium, whatever they call it. It's good. Twitch is TV. YouTube is mashed potatoes. But the best place to get music, the best place to get baked mashed potatoes would be YouTube for music. And then anything outside that, you have to find exclusive, awesome, cool dudes you don't ever see on TV. And they're out there.
Really?
Yeah, there's exclusive dudes out there who are freaking hilarious, dude, and you can get to their private channels.
Okay.
Yeah, there's private clubs in there.
All right, so this
But
ship's gonna
Twitch
take.
is the snitch.
This ship's gonna take 3 hours and 40 minutes to make. So I've done what I can. I'm going to cut it here and come back. I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, guys and gals, welcome back. My name's DeathRaye, and we're back in Beyond Dark, the new game. It's in alpha, just got the key the other day, and we just started the game. picked up some. Finished the tech tree on the colonization, so I got the couple of colonization ships. So they just got on and they were ready, and I just literally sent them on their way to planets. So we've got about 10 minutes for each of them to get to where they're going and colonize some worlds. Alright, looks like I've made it this system. So let's take a look around. And we're almost, but not quite there yet. Another 8 hours to get to that system, so. Alright, so, I'll see you back in about 10 minutes and see how those colonizations did. Hey guys and girls, welcome back. DeathRaye again, and just landed the colony ships, and hey, new game. Didn't realize it until just now. There is an info button up here for the planets, and unfortunately, yeah, the planets that I landed on aren't colonizable for my colonies, so they're ultimately basically dying off. So what I have done, I've gone in and tried to make a cargo ship for or transport ship. I'm gonna shoot it over here, try to gain as many colonists back as I possibly can. This one I don't think it's going to be salvageable at all. I'm losing like 417 colonists an hour. Yeah, so that's just not gonna work. I mean, we're talking, a temperature difference. um, Yeah. So, lessons learned. Wonderful. Alright, so, um, I've got this guy over here scouting out this system. He scouted this one, he scouted this one, and he's now headed to this one. And of course, neither one of these are colonizable either. Hopefully, something will come good out of this one. We'll see how that works out. But that's ultimately what I'm trying to do is get that freighter over there to try to save some colonists.
User was moved to your channel.
Yay, I'm getting moved around.
Yeah, I was done talking, so I brought you in. I'm still streaming though. We're still recording. So the one planet, I don't think I'm gonna be able to save any colonists.
Yeah, you would have to have a ship handy to,
Well, I'm building a freight, a troop transport or personnel transport right now.
Yeah. How long will it take to build it?
Um, see, I'm in the research phase now. 4 minutes for the research phase, and I'd say maybe a couple hours for the build phase.
And how you're losing 100 and something an hour?
Yeah, on the other one it's over 400 an hour, so yeah, I don't see that one happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's worth a shot. If anything, I can. Who knows? Scrap it and
Yeah.
then turn around and put cargo pods on it instead.
Yeah.
But I figure, if anything, I can use it to load up colonists and shoot it to a planet with a colony ship and drop off more colonists, speed up the process a little bit. Say that doesn't look like there's going to be anything in this other system either. Oh, here's one. I didn't think it'd give you the information until you actually explored it. But
Right. Yeah. Well, like,
there's two
but yeah,
planets right there.
it'll give you the temperature and like if there's anybody living on it and like the material. Well, it doesn't tell you the materials until you explore it, but like the temperature and inhabitants, you'll be able to see once you can actually click on the planet.
Alright, so look like there are two planets over here. Well, that's good.
Now, with colony ships, you can outfit your colony ship with a couple of cargo thingies to be able to carry a couple hundred the B material with you, which is, what you use for building, planetary structures, which is very handy. They're a little more expensive, obviously. It might be more worth it, honestly, to have a dedicated freighter that brings the stuff, and because it costs more to build a colony ship with cargo pods, and then once you colonize with it, they're gone. So you lose that money, right?
Exactly.
So a dedicated hauler, and if you say if you send a colony ship to a planet, and then you bring a hauler, even a scout that has a couple of cargo modules, then he can then go to the other surrounding planets and just pick up whatever materials are laying around on the surface and bring it to the colony and help to, that colony to be able to build shit. But yeah, I highly recommend having like a scout with at least, like the 2 weapons when you can put weapons on them. And like at least a couple of cargo modules and maybe a couple fuel modules on it. That was, that's just my design. 2 cargo, 2 fuel, sensor, and extra engine is what I put on them. And they're not super cheap, but again, they have 2 weapons. They can defend against a single base pirate, some minor damage. And they can, zip around from planet to planet and grab, stuff. It might take several trips, but, you're talking about 15 minutes-ish between planets, in the system, so it's not that bad. I'm trying to get up the nerve to stream myself. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you know what I mean.
Alright, so the difference between the small tanks and the large tanks, I know, is about 200 tons worth of fuel. Exactly how much... How do you judge distance with...
Your ships don't actually require fuel. Fuel is burned when you increase your speed. You can travel at warp 1 all day long with no fuel. But like if you tell your ship increase speed to warp 2, they start burning fuel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Okay. Let's try that again.
I'm about to go kick a pirate's ass, hopefully.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Well, by about to go kick a pirate's ass, we're talking about 11 minutes from now. Oh, I gotta make sure I set my fighting tactics.
Alright, 2 hours, 3 minutes for the transport.
So you should have, to build it, and then you got like 15 minutes to get it there?
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to save some of your colonists. Bring them back home.
Hmm. You gonna get on Empyrean today?
Maybe. I've been focusing most of my time on streamable stuff. Well, things I feel are more streamable.
How is Imperium not streamable?
Well, it depends on exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it and how you're doing it. And if you're running around killing stuff and that kind of thing, flying around in space and landing on planets and that kind of stuff, yeah, that's gonna hold people's attention more than spending 2 hours to build a ship, right? More of your average watchers. Now, building designing a ship or something like on a video, and like, especially if you time lapse it, or you know what I mean, then that's a little different. But like live streaming it, it's a little, most people aren't going to stand there and just watch you. Place a block, take away the block, decide to turn it a different way, put it back on, But everybody has opinions, right? They're like assholes.
Everybody stink.
Yeah. Yes. Opinions are like assholes. They all stink. Got a total of 3 research centers now, so I research it 3 times. Yeah, our increased 200% speed from what you have to start.
Now, is that on one planet or is that on multi-planets?
That's one planet. It's my home planet.
Would adding research centers to multiple planets speed the process as well, or?
Well,
do they work
right
in general
now
or in?
Yeah, they work together. So it's like, how like up at the top you got money and then research and then colonize planets. I've got a 3 on research right now. But every research center adds 1 to that, so it speeds up your research regardless of where they are. But now again, money and materials is the bottleneck. I can't build them as fast as, or I can't get the money for them as fast as I can build them. So, and right now for me, research is, a premium, because, I want to have destroyers with medium guns if they can fit them, and, frigates and whatnot ASAP. So I have a little bit more defensive capabilities and shields.
Now, one thing I have noticed is if you try to cancel a project, you lose it all. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating.
It should keep your progress.
Yeah, I would like to see that, to where you can say, well, or maybe not cancel it, but just reorder them and be like, well, yeah, you're 50% done with that, but I need this now, so start on that, and just like put it ahead, like queue it in front, and just like maintain it. But but one thing with the ships, if you cancel a ship production, you get the materials and money back. At least most of it, if not all of it. Come on, hurry up, you stupid ship. 6 minutes to engage the enemy. I got some more toasters over the other direction, so in the third system, because there's my starter system. I've colonized one of the planets in my starter system, that the only one that's habitable there. I've colonized a system way off to my the next system over to my right, and it had toasters on it. And it has another colonizable planet there that's actually really decent. Which one was it? This one here is 40 degrees Celsius, and it's rich in the F material. Now you can't if it says low or whatever, like 0% or whatever on the material, there's no point in building a mine for that on that planet until you can build deep mines. Deep mines will mine the material regardless of whether or not it's really showing there, because you're more or less mining the mantle. It's like Solaris's deep core mines. But yeah, I would personally, I would say focus a little less on material production, more on money generation and colonizing to get the money flowing, because money is going to hurt you in the beginning. It's going to slow you down. When you lose ships and stuff, you're losing money. So, money's a thing. But from what I understand, it doesn't, once you colonize a dozen planets or whatever and stuff, and, get them going into full swing, it gets to a point where you're generating more money than you can possibly spend.
Well, you would hope.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much how the balance is, from what I understand. It's like, the amount of time it takes to build stuff across all your planets and the amount of money that they're generating, kind of thing. Assuming you've got everything balanced well, And income is good, but, your people populating is really important too, so overtaxing your people to where their happiness is dropping and stuff will kind of hurt you in the long run on your taxes, because they don't populate as fast, and more colonists equal more coin on the tax rate. My home planet's got 122,000 people on it, and I'm gaining at 687 an hour, 688. So that's good. It can hold 160,000. So once it hits maximum population, then you don't have to worry so much about growth, and then you can start more taxing them a little bit more,
Right.
Just got to be careful about things. Now, apparently, the robot race has a massive advantage, especially to start, because you can tax them 100%. Because happiness does not affect anything about them because they don't have it. Their happiness stays at 50%, basically, no matter what you do.
Yeah, but if you look at the initial, if you go back and look at the initial leaderboard, it does. Even though it says they don't have happiness, in the negative section showing their stats or their abilities, it says something about happiness.
It says that they can't be happy or sad, basically, that they don't have
Yeah, but
emotions.
there was still a bonus or a negative. I'd have to go back and look at the video and pull that up. Let's see.
From what I read and what other people are saying, it doesn't affect them. Their disadvantage though is they can't get happy. Therefore, you don't get bonuses off of them from being happy. So their negatives is that they don't get a bonus, more or less. But they don't get a negative supposedly either. That's my understanding of it anyway. But yeah. So yeah, those players that start with 100,000 robots on their planet can put their taxes at 100% and get 5 times as much money to begin with than a lot of other people. But I'm sure you can guess what race I am.
Oh yeah, done immediately.
Yeah. So one of our biggest special bonuses, besides the fact that they're pretty decent at ground combat, they get like 1.2. Their ground combat, per soldier is 1.2 times or whatever, and stuff. So they're pretty cool in combat and stuff. But their biggest, coolest advantage is they don't have to have a flagship to create a fleet. And their fleet size is not limited by flagship rating. So you could take a bunch of freaking tiny little ships and make a fleet out of them. Because they're very group combat, oriented. They don't like to fight fair.
Who does? Really?
What? He blew up my ship. How did that happen?
Well, when a man and a woman get together in combat.
What? Oh. Oh, okay. No, I blew up his ship. Okay, never mind. It was showing an old battle. Okay. That happened at the same location. Huh. That had me mad.
I bet.
Like, what? What?
My allergies have been kicking my ass.
Yeah, I didn't actually even take damage on that fight, which is cool. My ship shot first, and they died.
So when I go into my ship design tab and I click on Banshee, I'm not
Okay.
seeing the option to add guns.
Okay, so you're clicking on your scout or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, do you have the technology researched? In for the plasma weapons, should be above zero.
No, my next thing to research is plasma manipulation.
Right. So once you get that, then you can add guns to your ship.
I thought you said the two scouts initially had weapons.
They have a plasma cannon on them.
Well, that makes no damn sense.
I know. But yeah, they give you a couple of ships that have a minimal defensive capability to start with, but you still have to research it and before you can, you know. But of course, if you really think about it, your civilization, like, they could have spent the last 100 years working on that design. Wow. Now you can design ships with those weapons in nine minutes. You know what I mean? And you can build those starter scouts, and they have a gun on them to start with. It's an already known design. But to design new ones with guns on them, you need to have that tech done. Does that make sense? Any sense at all?
Sure.
I thought it would. Yep. I'm picking up materials and taking them home. With my little fighter dude. Yeah, my basic colonizer that's got 3 engines on it. Actually, I might edit it and make it even more minimal. Have less stuff on it.
Easy enough for you to say?
Yeah. Yeah. So it costs 148 of the F Stuffy and 976 with just a sensor and a colony module, and that's it. The other one that I designed, it's got 2 fuel pods, a colony module, sensor, and engines. It costs 1,216, but I don't think I'm going to continue using that. I'm actually more likely to swap out those fuel pods for material pods. The cargo pods.
Yeah.
There, now I can carry 300 tons of cargo once it's researched. That way it can bring enough material to build the first building along with it. If you load it before sending it out. That's expensive though. Screw that. 1,576. That's almost twice as much. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the basic ones. So now I have a freighter, a cargo freighter. I have the basic scout, which I think is going to get removed. So I have a fighter with, I call it a fighter, with 2 plasma guns and 2 fuel, 2 cargo pods. So it can do a little bit more than just shoot stuff. And then I've got my stripped down colonizer with just a colony pod and engines and a sensor. So they're cheap. And then I've got my freighter. And I'll probably design a Osling freighter, possibly. Although my fighter ships can carry 200 tons of fuel at a time, so I might not really need the other freighter. The next ship I build will be a colonizer. Get planet number 4. And then 5 and 6. Right behind that. Yeah, it's a shame you lose your colony ship when you colonize with it.
Dude,
But understandable.
When you colonize, though, when you lose your ship, that doesn't build a structure or anything?
It makes a basic 60 megawatt power plant. Which is enough to make 3 food centers.
Oh, okay, I see. I didn't even go look to see what buildings are built.
Yeah, I think it's called a small power plant or something.
Yeah. So that'll stay on the planet even when I pull the workers off.
Should, yes.
I wonder if there is any way of transforming or later colonizing inhabitable worlds.
Yes, there are. In research, there is. Let me find it. There's terraforming tech, which stems off of the combination of your Zero and core engineering, like the highest thing you can get, where you can terraform. I think there's something else. There's like something that makes the planets that are outside your normal habitable zone habitable. I gotta find it. Now researching the stuff that the micronization or mechanization stuff, I wouldn't worry about for a while, because what those basically end up allowing you to build, like, you know, I mean, for me, my food production plant is called a hunting area or whatever. For every race, it's different, right? But whatever produces your food, or like the mines, the minimization of limbalt smelting or whatever. What those do is those build a mine that mines just as much but uses less people to do it. They're not very good early on in game because you actually want to keep your people employed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your unemployment rate hurts you. But of course, later on, when you're at max population and you've got everybody employed and you want to build more stuff on your planet, then those will come in handy. But see, also another thing is those minimalized mines cannot become deep mines. They can't be upgraded to deep mine. So that's another negative. But I mean, if you got a planet that's high yield for, you know, the whatever material, you can build the micronized things because you don't need a deep mine really for that. Although I from what I understand, the deep mines can mine more if on a rich planet. But yeah, it's not something I would focus early research into because the amount of time it takes, and all it does is reduce how many people are needed for it. I mean, could be kind of handy for a starter colony that only has 2,000 people on it, but they cost more, and they're basically more automated. They require less people to run. So yeah. So yeah, that's something I put some of my research into early that I probably shouldn't have bothered. Yet. Of course, you know, it's a stepping stone to being able to use the deep mines and stuff. And once you can do the deep mine version, or upgrade your mines to deep, you can get basically any material on any planet. Just maybe, you know, not so much, but you can, you know, get everything there on the planet, even if it says it has none.
now wait a second. I just found a civilization of robots.
Good. Now, is the planet habitable by your race?
Yes.
So
Is this? Am I going to have to take it over, or
no, you just colonize it, and they just go, "Okay, we work for you now."
Really?
Yep, they become your you'll have like 2,000 a year people, and however many of them, and they will be your part of your population. And then you can immediately, upon colonizing a planet, say, "Oh, and by the way, we're taxing you guys 100% because you're robots and you don't care."
What about my colony?
You click on the people to set taxes, so you can tax them 100% and tax your people none,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of cool. That's what I did. I got 2001 Rip-Chi on the planet, and then like 18,000 robots, and the robots are giving me 69 credits an hour.
Oh,
And the
nice.
Rip-Chi are like, eh. But yeah, so you start out with like, somewhere around 100 credits per hour on your home planet with 100,000 people on it, right? Taxed at 20%. And yeah, I'm getting 69 an hour out of fucking 18,000 robots.
Nice.
And I'm about to, well, here in maybe 10 or 12 hours, I will have another planet with robots on it that doesn't have as many robots on it, unfortunately. It's got like 8,000 or 5,000 or something on it.
Very nice.
Robots, where are you? There you are. 8,299. So they're going to get the shit tax out of them, too.
No doubt.
Because they don't care. Now, if one of the robots walks up to me and says, I don't really think you should be taxing us 100%, I'll lower it. Until then, if they don't care, whatever. Yeah, might as well, right? How much of our stuff would you like us to give you? All of it? Okay. All right.
Hey Siri,
Yeah?
start a timer for an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah?
Okay, I've set it. Just remember, a watched iPhone never boils.
Hey Siri, do you work for the CIA? Have you asked it that?
No,
Are you afraid to?
not afraid to, but I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, they were having. I don't know if they fixed it. From what some people I've talked to, they said they've since then they fixed it. But when people first were asked it that, it would just shut itself off.
That wasn't the iPhone that did that. That was Alexa, I think.
Oh, the Alexa does it. I think Siri's just wouldn't answer. I mean, you can ask other questions like, what is the CIA? And it'll give you a whatever definition and stuff like that. But if you ask it if it's in any way connected to the CIA or whatever, it just wouldn't answer. But I think that's been corrected. Because, it became viral.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I saw the video. Alright. I'm gonna stop this. I'll come back in an hour and 35 minutes, and then we'll get that transport on its way.
Yeah.
Alright, guys and gals, I'm back with the Beyond Dark. Timer went off, so hopefully my ship is ready. Now, It says 20 more minutes. What the hell? It said an hour and 35 minutes. I set the timer for an hour and 35 minutes to come back for 20 minutes, 19 minutes and 58 seconds. Alrighty then. So, um, hmm. Well. Oh, okay. I need more Farsu. minutes, 28 seconds. Ten minutes, 42 seconds. And as long as we're sitting here and watching the clock, it's going to take forever. Alright, so let's see. Got how many hours? 6 more hours for that. That's a long ass haul. No, too hot. Ooh, that might be okay. No, too hot. Damn, too cold. On the border. Too cold. Way too cold. Alright, well. minutes, 30 seconds. Alright, I'm just gonna come back in a bit. No sense in just sitting here waiting. Okay, so the freighter is built, the personnel transport. I'm going to send it to this one first in the hopes to at least salvage 700, at least 700 colonists. It's going to take about 10 minutes to get there, so I'm somewhere between 7 and 800. Then after that, I'm going to see how much room I've got, and I'm going to head over here and then try to save as many of these colonists as possible. Try to rectify my screw up as much as I possibly can. Now, question is next, what do I need to do? I need a cargo freighter, but I don't have enough there to build it. So I guess I'm gonna have to do my best to wait until I have a way of building a cargo freighter. Then I can jump around to some of these planets and actually grab some of these materials that are sitting on the planet. That would be the key. Say next will be waiting the 12 hours for the destroyer class to finish, then the 1 hour to do the plasma to get the weapons, then research is another 12 hours, and then shielding is 24 hours. So excuse me. All right, so we'll wait the 10 minutes or 8 minutes and 6 seconds now, and then we'll come back and hopefully save some colonists. Okay, guys, welcome back. The colony ship was built. I took it to both the planets, cleared the colonists off the planet, and am now going to move the personnel transport to a new system. What I'm planning on doing is going to this system, going to this planet, and my understanding from what I was told is I don't need a colonizer, I just need to plop personnel onto the planet, and this planet becomes mine because it already has a civilization, it already has an infrastructure. I just need to basically take over the infrastructure. Basically. So, that's what I'm going to try to do. And then what I'm going to do then is attempt to load up as many of the robots and go back. And see if I can't use the robots on these two planets that I've already tried to colonize, since they have no basic temperature problems with colonization. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to colonize these two planets after all, since I've already dropped the colony ships. I'm hoping the infrastructure is still there. I wouldn't be surprised if it disappeared, but my hopes is the infrastructure is still there, and I'll just plop the robots on there. They start growing. I start building buildings, and those two planets become mine after all. So that's my plan, my goal. So we'll see how well that works. I have high hopes, should we say? But we know what high hopes will bring. Nothing but heartbreak. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna let them run and see where it goes. We're looking at least probably 14 hours before I know anything. Um, so that's my roll off. That's what I'm working on is a 14-hour time spree. So I will catch y'all later when that comes back, and by that time I think we'll run it as a new episode. So I will catch y'all later.